Last month I woke up in a cold sweat screaming. My mom ran in and asked me what was wrong, but I lied to her, telling it was just a nightmare. It wasn't. I saw my dad again. Not the person with his name on the charts, lying in the hospital bed, but who he used to be. Strong, happy, courageous, humorous. Able to hold a conversation. I saw the truck convoy driving through the Gaza Strip. My dad and his friends laughing and listening to music. Then the explosions. Next thing I remember was pulling my dad out from under the truck and seeing twisted pieces of metal sticking out from the back of his neck, paralyzing him. And then I woke up. His accident happened during chemistry class, and when I came home from school, my mom was crying and holding a picture of him, and by then I knew. The nightmare started later that night, and sometimes during the day I would hallucinate seeing him. Until last week, I didn't go in for help. When my friends approached me suggesting that I had PTSD, it was too late. They noticed my grades plummeting. I wasn't focusing in class, often staring at the wall. I wasn't participating in the activities that I used to enjoy. My mom commented on my erratic mood swings and anxiety. If only I went in earlier, I might have saved myself from cutting. When I eventually did, my therapist diagnosed me with PTSD and prescribed me an antidepressant, anti-anxiety meds, and prazosin for my hallucinations and nightmares. 2 days ago, I stopped cutting, and my nightmares had disappeared. I was able to be in the same room as my father for the first time in weeks. Fortunately, I did eventually seek help, but going to my family wasn't my only option. Calling 911, going to the nearest emergency room, calling a suicide prevention line or crisis line. By seeking help and receiving proper medication, I am able to recover and live my life the way it was.
After my car crash, I never felt the same way again. I had been having nightmares about my crash and the injuries I got in it. I also had been having trouble concentrating, sleeping, and having fun with my friends. In addition to all of that, I had even started to notice destructive behaviors in myself, like driving too fast, drinking, and being irritable with my friends. When my family noticed these behaviors, they knew that something was up. One day, they got me and the rest of my family together because they needed to talk to me. What they told me saved my life. Up until that point, I had denied the accusations of destructive behavior and even thought about killing myself. They talked me into seeing a mental professional who helped me cope with my traumatic event. If they had not talked to me, then my mental state would have spiraled out of control even more, leading me down a dangerous path. Now that I have seen a mental professional, I have regained control of my mental state.
PTSD is post-traumatic stress disorder, and it's a very serious problem that affects many people and even more families. PTSD results from a person experiencing an unusual or frightening event that simply overwhelms their ability to cope with it.
70% of adults in the U.S. have experienced some type of traumatic event at least once in their lives. Up to 20% of these people go on to develop PTSD.
As of today, that's 31.3 million people who did or are struggling with PTSD. Among the people who have the potential to develop this disorder, African Americans, Hispanics, and Native Americans are more likely to develop PTSD. Of the people who develop PTSD, most are women.